Hi, right now what we are looking to do is to create another spreadsheet using Google Sheets. This time what we're looking to do is to create an annual report that really is more like a 9-month report for the Adelphi Investing Club. So as we've done before, I'm going to go up here to where you see the button for Google Apps, and I'm going to click on Sheets. What you'll notice here is I have an untitled spreadsheet. I'm going to open it up. And again, because I know how much fun it is to watch paint dry, I did a lot of the data entry in advance. Now, the main focus here at this point is being able to make some other changes along the way. Now, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to resize this column. Instead of the 100 pixels down to 70. I'm going to do the same thing on each of the others. And what you'll notice is that, first of all, you'll see that the headings on top are the only things that really stick over, and that we really don't need this to be as wide as it is. And as a matter of fact, if you really think about it, it makes it a lot harder to see everything all at once. So at this point, we've got 4 down and 6 to go. And what we're going to have to do after all of this is just 2 to go. And at this point, you can see that I have everything more or less in order. Now, one of the things that you'll notice as you look at the numbers is that I only have them in tenths. This is not an unusual way of looking at stock prices, but you'll notice I have for 77 and for 48, I don't always have that second decimal place, not if it's whole numbers. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go to Format, Number, and I have here number, and what I'm going to do now is bring it down to 1 decimal place each. Now the last one is a different story, and we'll see that in about a moment. Now along the way we have here the different months of the year. So this is 1/1/2017. This is 2/1/2017. And I'm going to come here, holding the Shift key, I'll hit the right arrow key. And now I'll come down to the little blue box and drag across. And you can tell I went one too many. So what I'm going to do, edit, undo, and now I brought the right number of places. Now I'm going to go up here to Format, and again, Number, and down here we're going to go to More Formats, More Date and Time Formats, and again we're going to want this for 2 digits. We want the month, and we're going to actually pick this one here, and you'll notice it gave it to us automatically, and I'll apply. Now at this point I have to come over here. Now normally I'm going to have something that's going to be too large to fit in the box unless I create a second or third line. So I'm going to write the words shares, and I want the word owned on another line. But if I were to hit the return key, it would take me out of this cell and take me to the cell below it. So I'm going to hold down the Alt key, I'm holding down the Alt key and press Enter. Now I'm going to write the word owned. To get to a third line, again I hold down the Alt key and I press Enter. And now I write 9/30/18. And actually, it means that, and you can see how it went down. Now, what's clear here is that I made a mistake. This should be 1/118. I'll make the change here. I'll come up again here and backspace, put the 8 in. And now I'm going to drag it across again. And obviously, that did not go the way I wanted it to. So let's take this out for the moment. And I'm going to delete these. I'm going to shift right arrow. And now let's drag across again. And the good Lord willing, yes, I got what I wanted to. Now, I'm going to again come in here, shares, Alt-Enter, owned, Alt-Enter, 9/30/18. Everything moved down one. Now, I also want to have here what the value is going to be. Value 9/30/18. Now what I need to do is to multiply the dollars value of each share times the number of shares. So I come over here, equals, I'm going to point to the September price for AT&T. I'm going to come in here and press the asterisk for multiplication. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on the number of shares owned. Now at this point, I'm going to hit Enter. And I have the right figure, $4,215. I'm going to come back up here, and by dragging down, I'm going to get how much it is for each one. Now this one is going to be a different story. I'm going to come here, sum, and there you see it, and I'll get the amount here. Now I'm going to erase this, hit the delete key, and I'm going to delete, and again drag down over, and I see that there. I'll come here now, sigma, sum, and I drag down over these, and then I have it. Now these are all the figures that I need, but there are still several different issues in terms of formatting. I'm going to, as before, center merge these all together for a heading, and I'm going to center it. I'm going to do the same thing for price, and merge and center. Now the problem here is I don't want price here. I want it one below. So where I have the hand, I can drag it down here instead. Or I could simply retype it, but this is what I'm looking for. I'm now going to drag across again, merge, and center. Now, I'm going to put a border on this. I've highlighted the whole range, and what you're looking at here is for borders. There are different types of borders. I can have a border on top, of the whole range, the left, right, bottom, whatever. I'm going to do it for the whole thing. Because in this case, I think it makes it a little easier to read. And it turns out I wanted to have it on this too, and I forgot, so I can fix it after the fact. Now what I'm going to do here across is drag across the top line and put this in bold. I'm going to do something on these that's a little different. I'm going to go to the $sign, and this time I'm going to leave it in dollars and cents. I'm going to come here to the bottom. I'm going to put all of these in bold, but I'm going to put only the bottom one in italics. I'm going to go to Format and put in underline. Now, I'm going to ask you to put your name here. Your name goes here. Hopefully you don't write that literally, but you put your name on it there. Now, I'm going to come here, and I'm going to drag on these two. What we're going to do two things here. The first thing we are going to do is we are going to change the font to 14 point. And that makes it large and like a heading, which we really want. The second thing I'm going to do is play with the color. Now, there are two colors we're interested in: font text color and fill color. The fill color we're going to go through first, and the one I'm going to go through is here, which is a relatively dark blue, not a cornflower blue, but the darker blue, and not the purple, again, the blue on the top row. Now, you should still see the name Adelphi Investing Club Annual Report, but we all know that really is very difficult to read. We're going to come to the text color. We'll click on it again. And what we're going to do is on the top row we have from black through various shades of gray, and all the way on the upper right is white. And that's what we're going to go here. Now, the one thing that I want here, which we don't have yet, is a chart of how the market affected us and what the prices are. And what you'll find is that this is actually fairly easy. I'm going to start up here with the column that has the dates. I'm going to drag down, and you'll notice the one thing I have, the stock names are not included, the shares owned aren't included, the date, the months, and the stock prices are there. I'm going to go to Insert Chart, and what you're going to see is not what we really want, but it gets us in the right direction. Now, the reason we got it here, despite my best efforts, I expected that we were going to end up getting this, and what we want to do is to get it over to line chart, and it's not letting me change it. I want this a little smaller than it is, but I don't want this as my title text. The title text is going to be how the market affected us. And I don't know how we... Now, the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to Data, and not actually to Customize, I'm sorry. Over here, where title format goes, and we'll center it. Now, I'm telling you in advance so that you don't expect it to be different. I'm going to use the, now that I have it highlighted, I'm going to use the down arrow, and I can move it down just a little bit, and I'm going to shrink it in size just a little bit, so it all fits. Now, coming back here, what we're going to get is not the line chart that you see here, which actually comes from over here, the timeline chart. If you get something a little different, coming down here could well give you what it is that you're looking for. In either case, I want to mention I want to apologize first of all for not posting this up sooner. I'll be posting it tonight, and I will make sure that you have the same amount of time to get it done in that you normally would have. And ladies and gentlemen, have yourselves a very pleasant evening.